Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. So more Genesis format deck testing. So let's take a look. As announced yesterday, Konami is going to implement a new alternative format, alternative to the TCG as we know, official format, so prize support, etc. by Konami. Again, I will leave all the links in the video description. The next deck we are testing out is Exodia. You know how it goes with let's say the occasional non-banless tournaments, or whenever like a locals decides to keep those, at least held those tournaments without a ban list. Whenever people want to play deck out or FTK featuring Exodia with triple pot of greed, triple graceful charity. Sadly, that kind of way of playing Exodia is not possible here with the point system. Due to the point system, you aren't allowed to play everything you want. So as you know, there is a cap of 100 points, and as you see here, we're using the deck builder on YGO Pro. I will leave a link in the video description, so feel free to check it out. You know, build your decks, because the points, as you see here on the cards, again, super convenient to try not to go over the official cap of 100. So the most expensive cards here in the deck are of course triple pot of greed. Every pot counts for 30. Pot of greed, that is, not pot of duality, counts for 30 points, and there is the you know, the multiple upstart goblins here in the deck. Chicken game as well. Sadly, terraforming is like 40 card points, so you can't play that in the main deck. But I'm a fan of Thunder Dragon and Toon Table of Contents. They not only thin your deck by a certain amount of cards, but in case of Thunder Dragon, it will net you a +1 in hand. And in case of something like Dark World Dealings or Hand Destruction, which I'm not a fan of, but you need it for more draws, it definitely helps out. And same for Toon Table, which nets you, less cards in your deck, and at the same time it digs for a level 8. The Blue Eyes, the Toon Blue Eyes, which is fodder for trading. But more, more options in the side deck in a few moments. So let's see. We are testing against Vanquish Soul, an updated version to the build from yesterday. Which Vanquish Soul is probably the deck to beat. It's super early still, like not even 24 hours when they announced the format, but it seems that the deck is pretty much almost at full power. So let's see, how can we do with Exodia? And I think we're missing one piece, with only 9 cards left in the deck, so nope. So because of the Into the Void, we were forced to discard our entire hand. So we missed. False start. Game number 2. This is much better. You want to open with as less Exodia pieces as possible, right? Even though the Exodia pieces are unlimited. Keep that in mind. But is it convenient to play everything at 3? I'm not so sure. So let's see. So I like all of the cards that net you an extra plus. Looking at the Blue Eyes level 1 that searches Blue Eyes can be used for trading, etc. So no terraforming. Terraforming is far too expensive, you can't play that. Especially because of the other cards. Pot of Greed is superior because of the +1, the extra card in hand, and the 2 free draws without any drawback. The deck is weak to hand traps though, but the one of Pot of Duality because it digs for extra cards, and I think I'm missing 2 pieces. I'm like, come on, drop Pot of Greed. I was like, okay, oh, one more, and we have it. What is it, with 8 or 6 cards left in deck, so the chances weren't that high. Okay, so the elephant in the room, going second. And the deck is not playing any hand traps. Sure, there is a side deck, so you could potentially, like, Dark Ruler is a card that's free, for example. There are more cards, but for this deck you definitely need a side deck in case of going second. And even then, because again, like, hand traps are somewhat expensive, some of the hand traps, so there is not like in today's TCG format where any deck like Vanquish Soul can slap in like a lot of hand traps. Nope, not possible. So it kind of works out, but it speaks for itself that a well-timed Ash or Drawl can kill this deck. So let's see, this is, I guess you're like, look at this, this just feels like a regular Vanquish Souls K9 to me for TCG. And they have one major key card against this strategy. Like, we open really well again. The multiple upstarts, drawing one of the head as well, and not too convenient. Thunder Dragon to immediately get the +1 in hand, which could be important for Dark World Dealings. Dig in some deeper, and here Ripper is important. Ripper as an Omni-Negation. which negates in hand or graveyard, but it's crucial because that prevents the blue eyes search. And even though this format is somewhat weakened, less decks play Omni negations. That helps out, you know, these kind of strategies. But again, you're still very much, it's risky of playing into an Ash or Troll. You're basically killed yourself. So we are again super close. Pot of Greed for more draws. Dark World Dealings into Pot of Greed. Fuel Sky Striker engage into engage. And now they were like, yeah, we have to wait to pop something face up. But they eventually realized that, maybe I have to shotgun my quick play spell to get a peek of their hand. And as you know, the K9 Exceed, whenever, your opponent activates a card effect, you can trap the shoot, look at your opponent's hand, and then banish one card until the end phase. And I was like, wait, if I have the 4 pieces in hand, I'll get my Head of Exodia back to the hand and I will win a duel in the end phase. But I was like, oh no, I have to discard first because of Into the Void. Man, again really close, just like in game number 1, right? It's so close every time. The last one perfectly showcases that, sure, the deck has some hype nowadays because of the new format and Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, but like one draw kills it, obviously. And a well-timed Ash, an Ash on like trade-in or not on Pot of Greed, and you're so far behind because you discarded an extra card for, like, you know, Dark World, well, not dealings, but you know what I mean. For trade-in, for example, obviously they will keep their Ashes for those. So that feels like a losing battle. So this was only one hand trap, I think. Yeah, only one hand trap, but it was Ash. I mean, these kind of formats are, okay, like decks are hindered, but decks are less powerful, less Omni negations. Like, look, from the top of my head, there's like Baron, for example, but that's also super expensive. But there's more, but I mean, this deck has potential, but it's kind of weak-ish, vulnerable to very specific cards, which on their own are super main deck staples. Ash, Droll. So other options, Rich of the Black Forest, Sangan, for example. Sadly, you can't play Link monsters, so you cannot link them away, for example, to get the immediate search, so you're depending on your opponent to destroy them, get rid of them. Like Dark Factory of Mass Production or the Dark Erupt to get your pieces back from the graveyard. That's potentially an option to, I mean, just in case. If you're forced to discard your, I don't know, your pieces, you can get them back later in the duel. Cards of Consonance here, the right card in the side deck is also an option. Should also be free to discard your, you know, your Blue Eyes level 1 Tuner to Surge Blue Eyes. So those are all definitely options, but I guess there are more cards. Looking at Traps, Reckless Greed, Jar of Greed, but again, feels kind of slowish. I'm not so sure about those. Card Destruction, the Dangerous Dark Worlds cards, maybe. I don't know. So feel free to leave suggestions. But yeah, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Signing out. Peace.